Hello everyone, my name is Orlando Rodriguez. I want to thank you guys for being here this evening, and I'm here to talk to you guys about something very dear to me. This bass guitar here is actually an Orlando jazz bass, 1977. It was played by my Theo Rudy back in my grandfather's band back in the 70s. Now, I too play the bass guitar. I am actually a fourth generation musician, and I've been playing the bass for about 16 years now. And I'll explain a little bit more about how I got into that. My Theo Rudy was the youngest brother of my grandmother, and he passed away back in 1998 from complications of being paralyzed. And this was his bass. Now, it was shortly after his death that I started picking up the guitar. About 2001, I remember being with my grandmother and grandfather in their house, and they sent me out to the storage to go get something. I don't remember what I was going to go get because I ended up finding this, except it didn't look like this. All I found was the body and the neck. So I brought it in, and I was kind of shocked because here I am barely learning the bass guitar, and then I see the name Orlando. So it's kind of like Destiny's way of saying, you're going to be a bass player. So I brought it in, and we talked about it. My grandparents told me about the bass guitar. I never knew about it. And so they let me take it home. So I took it home, and I left it in the corner. And it was kind of like my inspiration to keep playing the bass. Fast forward about 6 years, I finally had the means to say, I'm going to rebuild it. So I took the time to do the research. I found an old picture of my Theo playing the bass, and I used it as a reference. And I wanted to make it look like it did back in '77. So I did. I found all the parts and pieces. It took me about 3 months to completely rebuild it back to working condition. And I remember about a month later, I was very fortunate to reveal it. I was so excited because I did it. Nobody knew I did this. And so I took it to the family event, and it was a total surprise. So I brought it out, and the second I brought it out, everybody gasped and started crying. Because the last time they saw this thing like this was when my Theo actually played it. So this bass here was a huge inspiration to me continuing the bass guitar. And I was very fortunate to actually play it at some big performances, and I actually used it in one of my music videos. After that, I kind of retired it. It doesn't do much anymore, other than I bring it out once in a while. I'll play it here and there. But it's a huge representation of what my values are as family, love. And I found this quote, and it was I couldn't explain any better what this represents. And Dave Willis stated, "Family isn't defined only by last names or by blood. It's defined by commitment and love." And I think every time this bass is shown, that's what it brings out. Thank you guys for your time. Really appreciate it. You guys have a good evening.